My first year of college, I bought a gaming laptop under the false pretense that it would be portable. Boy, was I wrong. It wasn't really even the battery life and having to plug in that bothered me. It was the noise. In 2025, Lenovo released its Gen 10 Legion Pro 7i redesign. While this is not about the laptop, it fixed the laptop noise for me, as even in AAA titles, in the silent mode, it's actually silent. But like a knife in my back, the mouse that I had been using for a year betrayed me. It was so loud, I still couldn't play games without being a nuisance. So I needed to find a better way. That sent me on my quest to find a completely silent gaming mouse. There is a couple of options out there, but they're typically geared for productivity. Either they're pretty unergonomic, they're slow like the MX Master, they have weird form factors and only come in strange colors, or they don't have the extra buttons that I was looking for. I thought about waiting around for a possible MX Master 4S that was supposed to come out soon. I'm glad I didn't. It really didn't fix any of the things that made the 3S bad for gaming. I was just about to give up when I found someone on a Reddit thread complaining about how Asus had trademarked the hot swappable switches for mouses. Mouse switches are typically soldered to the mouse itself. If you want to unsolder them, you'll have to buy a soldering kit and then take it apart in a way that it probably wasn't designed to be taken apart, and then hope that you don't break anything. There were a couple of guides out there to unsolder the mouse that I was already using, but I didn't want to because of the cost of a soldering iron plus the risk of things going wrong. Thankfully, Asus that I'm not thankful for, but thankfully Asus has a method to take apart the mouses easily on a select line of their gaming mice, and then just take the switches out with your fingers and then put them in. The switches themselves are not the issue. You can go on Amazon, eBay, whatever, and find many of sub $5 replacement switches out there, many of which are silent. For this project, I got the ROG Strix Impact 3 wireless. It was about the price that I was looking for, as well as having the features that I needed. It's a very easy setup with one caveat. The switches themselves are a little too wide for this model of a mouse, so you will have to shave them down with a file. Thankfully, unless you're really egregious, you can't really break them doing this if you're filing down the right side. All you have to do after that is click it a bunch of times for it to get settled in and start clicking properly. After you do, it'll behave exactly how you would expect it to. Just a regular mouse, but silent. Unfortunately, you can't silence the side buttons in the middle mouse button, but since you're clicking the regular two buttons about 90% of the time, you've still cut down on the noise quite a bit. One of my switches died after about a year of use, but it's really no problem. The kit that I got came with 5 replacement switches, so there's redundancy factored in case you break something or it breaks down the line. If you have a white setup and you don't mind the smaller size, probably the ProClick Mini might be an easier option for you. But if that isn't applicable to you, this is the best method I could find out there. Comment below if you know of a reputable mouse seller that sells ergonomic gaming mice with the proper buttons and features that people are typically looking for. If so, I might just get that instead. But otherwise, I hope that this brought you one step closer to finding a completely silent gaming mouse.
Subscribe for more and see you later.